Hey guys, this is Genevieve. Sorry that this one is coming out so late. I wasn't available to be on all day yesterday, and I've had trouble getting this video processed all day today. So to make up for it, this video is going to be a bit more of a guided walkthrough. I've actually changed some of the dragons I use to be more available dragons, kind of more lower level dragons. Mine are upper grade, of course, but I want to show you how to do it with more accessible dragons if I can. So for the first level, the first round is a blue guy and the second round is a purple guy. So I actually make my team green and purple to get through these rounds fastest. And I'm selecting, at first I'm just doing colors. I selected more lower level guys later as we go on. So let's see how that goes. All right, so this first wave isn't really hard at all. Just whack him repeatedly with your 2-bar cunning dragon move and he'll be over in no time. So now with the purple exotic smothering smoke breath, if you can tell, he actually has extra health. So I try to go at him with my brute bone napper. I do use the half health with the cunnings just because that's helpful because he has so much health. But then I saved it for 4 bars with brute bone napper, which puts him to sleep and just gets rid of a bunch of HP. And I think I just need a few more moves, but that enabled me to do that really quickly. I know that kind of seems like a basic one, but I did it all the same. All right, so for the next level, I know it's 2 red dragons or 2 furious dragons, and so they are weakest against Swifties. So I went ahead and equipped my best Swift dragons with Cloud Jumper, Champion Steel Trap, and Hofferson's Bane. All right, and there's 50 runes right there. Go ahead and collect that. So coming into this wave, I'm going to keep hitting this guy with the 2-bar move. I don't know what you call it, nerf. I just call it nerf. That's easier. So I keep hitting him, and he gets down pretty quickly. And that way, if you focus on how to use your 2-bar moves, you can get through some of these guys pretty quickly. All right, so getting into the second wave of this level, we come in with some full bars, and so I can go ahead and go full-blown attacking this deadly natter with all my blue guys. Should get through him pretty quickly. I just keep using my 2 bars. Or don't. Oh, I saved up. I wanted to use the 4-bar and slow him down so I get more turns. That's what I did. Champion Steel Trap is awesome for that. So that finishes up that round. Moving into the next round, I know the first wave is a cunning, the second wave is a cunning and a swift. So for the cunning dragons, I'm going to make a strongly green team, so I'm going to have 2 greens. And then for the swift, I'm going to have 1 purple. So I select Brute Bone Napper, and Brute Bone Napper is available pretty early on once you get Green Death because it's a brute dragon. And so that's why I have him. Snaffle's also another early dragon, so it's pretty accessible. And then Stormcutter. Stormcutter I got on my baby game with events. But you can't actually get tokens for them until Arena 4 or 5, which is really frustrating. All right, so moving into this round, the first boss is an exotic Whispering Death. The unfortunate thing with greens is that even though they are stronger against purples, they don't all have strong attacks. So you kind of gotta time your bars to use your ultimate with greens because they don't have 2-bar, smaller moves like Swifties and Cunnings do. So I saved up bars for the Snaffle Fang. So do I use the stun? Yes, I do. So I use the Snaffle Fang ultimate here. And then I think I don't use the Brute Bone Emperor ultimate because I didn't need it. Okay, so now I move into the next round with 4 bars. What did I do here? I went ahead and I use the Half-Life on the Swifty. So I'm using my purple against my blue. That's how you want to do it. And then I go ahead and use my ultimate against the Cunning Dragon. This is a time when I'm not necessarily going after one at a time, but I'm targeting colors. And it is a bit slower that way. You have to be careful. I actually died 1 round doing that. So I will change up my team later. I'll show you what I did. So, but I can go ahead and finish them off with the 2-bar move, and there we go. So this is going to show you the advantage of planning by colors. All right, so go ahead and collect your mystery pack. All right, and so moving into the next round, I know that it's 3 waves long and that there's a Furious Dragon in the 3rd wave. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw Cloud Jumper in. I have Cloud Jumper. I know not everyone does, but I use him because he's the best one I have. I use a more beginner-friendly team a bit later on. I changed tactics. So for this first wave, we have a Hoverson's Bane, so you want to go after him mostly with your purple, so save your cunning or purple ultimates or bigger moves for the blue guys and don't use them on the others. So I'm not going to waste my half power with my Stormcutter, my Cloud Jumper. I'm going to use the half life with Stormcutter and knock him down, and then one move from my Brute Boneknapper finishes him off. Next wave is purples, so I'm going to want to try to maximize on the Brute Boneknapper moves. Let's see. What do I do here? Yeah, I did use the 2 bars. It's not bad to use, of course, it's not bad to use those moves from other dragons on dragons of the same color or a weaker color. It can be advantageous, but see, I did save 4 bars with the Brute Boneknapper to use right there. Again, I'm going to use, sorry, it's my cat. I am going to use that 2 bar move on Fanghook, and that means that my attack with Brute Boneknapper is even better. But then I think I'm trying to save up bars for the next round. Nope, I didn't. Okay then. So I go into this final wave with only 2 bars, but I use the blue against the red, and I use the half power move, which is important especially on Dagger Skrull, because Dagger Skrull is nasty. He's just a mean boy. And I think I just try to get rid of Dagger Skrull first because he's a deadlier opponent. And I keep using that 2 bar move with Cloud Jumper, which, limits him on top of getting rid of his health. Alright, so for the next wave I change it up a little bit. I keep Cloud Jumper and Brute Boneknapper, but I switch in Champion Whip Slash. I did that because there's a green in the last wave, and there's actually reds and blues throughout, so purple might have been smart for all the blues, but I think I wanted to go a little faster. I don't remember exactly why I made this decision. So again, I'm gonna focus my Swift Dragon on the Furious Dragon because that's who they are stronger against. And I guess I just decided to get rid of the Deadly Natter first. And because the Deadly Natter buffed, I want to use Cloud Jumper to get rid of that buff, so that's what I did there. Alright, go ahead and use the Cloud Jumper shield. The reason why I like Cloud Jumper shield as opposed to Hot Purple is because Cloud Jumper heals as well as shielding. See here, I go ahead and do my buff with Champion Whip Slash because this Rain Cutter is about to go and I'm ready to go into the next round. So then I start. Champion Whip Slash is sped up, so he starts with full bars. Boom, there we go. I've already got half life on each of those. It's really indispensable move. And as soon as you get to Arena 7 and get Champion Whip Slash, you just need to do that. If that's not a reason to get you to spam Brawl to get to Arena 7 to have Champion Whip Slash, that move is just amazing. I don't know why I did that. Maybe just in case when Nashor got his ultimate, because his ultimate is pretty nasty. I don't like using Champion when Nashor because I hardly ever get to 5 bars with him to use his ultimate, and I don't time it well. So there we go. That one's done. Alright. Filming got interrupted, so I'm sorry you don't get to see my team change, but I changed to something more accessible to a lower level. For the rest of the time, I use the same team. Hot Purple, Stormcutter, and Defender Thunderdrum. So Defender Thunderdrum is like a discount Champion Whip Slash. Hot Purple I use for shield, and Stormcutter I use because it's an attack on everyone attack plus healing. And so you can demonstrate my technique using these 3 that are pretty accessible at a lower gameplay level, because Stormcutter and Hot Purple are both searchable, and Defender Thunderdrum is one of the first collections you can complete with the Defender collection. Alright, so I get rid of the Exotic Smothering first. Alright, and here I'm going to go ahead and use my Hot Purple shield because I know I'm about to go into the next wave. All right, so we've got 3 Cunnings. That's pretty nasty to go against. And I go ahead and decide to save my bars. All right, and so here I saved 4 bars. I'm going to go ahead and use the ultimate with Defender Thunderdrum. That way none of them can use that 2-bar move on any of us for at least 1 round of turns, which is pretty helpful. All right, so I'm going to start getting rid of the weakest one, which is the Rain Cutter, but I am going to use my Hot Purple Shield because my health is getting low, and now we're just down to 2 Cunning. All right, and I think I do actually use a Sage Fruit here because I don't have time to heal, and I was being protective, so sometimes you just gotta use them. All right, then I use my attack on everyone there, and it does heal my guys. So I can have the Hot Purple Shield and still healed with Stormcutter. That's really advantageous. All right, so now we're down to 1 opponent, which is really, really good. And I think my goal at this point is to save up bars so I can start the next round with all of my bars. But I do, here we go. I buff with Defender Thunderdrum. So even though I don't have full bars, he doesn't go first because he's not Champion Whipslash. So by the time I get to him, he will have full bars. This can be hard in a round where the opponents are really nasty and they kill you before you can do it. That's why Champion Whipslash works best. But here we go. I am getting rid of the Whispering Death first. I'm not worrying about healing Defender Thunderdrum because this is the last wave, and so I don't need as much health, and I should be able to get through with these 2 dragons. Especially if I keep using Stormcutter's ultimate, I think I should be good. Alright, and so Raincutter has blocked my Hot Purple, but that doesn't really matter because I've got Stormcutter, and Stormcutter is more than enough to use their abilities right now. I've already got down to 1, and even if Hot Purple's weak, 2 against 1, those are pretty good odds unless you're going against a really nasty boss type. And this is just about over. Raincutter uses the ability on Stormcutter, but I'm pretty much already almost done. Into the last 3 ways, I want you to see if you can notice when I decide to heal with Hot Purple, to use Hot Purple's shield, and to use Stormcutter's ultimate to heal. So try to pay attention to look at how many bars I have, what opponents are coming up, and who I decide to heal with. So see if you can catch that. All right, and here I decide to use the buff for Defender Thunderdrum because I know I'm going to have enough bars to use his ultimate. So I don't do anything with Stormcutter, use his ultimate, and boom, they're already down by, half or a third. So that works pretty well. I also don't heal at all the rest of the time because I treat this like a regular brawl and I don't need to heal for 1 opponent. All right, so now we're moving into the semifinal boss. I'm using the same team, so watch out. Here, even though I did have my Defender Thunderdrum prepared, these are Swifties. I hadn't considered that, and they do take my buff off. However, I still use this move, so that way the Swifties don't take any more of the power from my Furious Dragon. I hate when they do that. Alright, and so here with my Stormcutter, I'm going to use the ultimate to heal, and then I'm going to heal with Hot Purple again because I'm about to go into this last wave, and I need all the health that I can get going into wave 3. Without the buff, Defender Thunderdrum's ultimate is still pretty amazing because with the block, he renders the opponent's attacks as the really basic attack, and so it's still a pretty good move, even if it doesn't do as much damage as if he were buffed. Especially against a Protector Dragon, you want to be able to keep them from healing, like I do here with this Thunderdrum. So in this first wave is because we have a champion Whip Slash, I get rid of him as soon as I can, whatever it takes. The other thing to take note of is just how much I heal, because I know I'm going to need all shields and all health going into the final wave of this gauntlet. All right, and see here, I do my buff because I want to make sure I go into my final wave of the gauntlet with my Defender Thunderdrum buff so I can use his ultimate. All right, so here we go. I still have my buff and I have plenty of bars saved up. So unless someone, yep, he killed me. So I go ahead and use my attack on everyone. And here's what's great about having all Swifties. Yeah, it's kind of all scary. They look scary. But I pretty much just keep smashing my Stormcutter ultimate move, which is great because it heals everyone at the same time. So I pretty much don't use my bars on everyone else. I just keep saving them all up for Stormcutter. Okay, I do use that there. But you see, I mostly use the Stormcutter ultimate to keep just whamming them and get knocked down their health. And there we go. So hopefully that final boss isn't as scary as it seems. Sorry this is so late, but hopefully the extra commentary and tutorial makes up for it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.